This season on The Bachelor.
Hi, my name's Rowles. I'm 66 years old and I'm from Surrey, England. And I'm this season's Bachelor. I have received degrees from the University of Bristol with both a bachelor's in geography and a master's in social sciences. I continued my education by receiving my PhD in geography and doing postdoctoral work in college education. I'm a professor at UK and an associate through their Appalachia Center. I have two beautiful children, Valerie and Darren. I'm a professor, so I really know what it means to be caring and patient. Most recently, a physician assistant student said on one of the online polls about my teaching skills that Dr. Rowles really wants to know you to understand what it means to grow old in the context of the environment. And I really couldn't have said it better myself. I'm truly committed to each and every one of my students, and I'm really looking for the one to commit myself to as well. I was quoted in a U.S. news report. I said, "We have a need for a place that is called home. Home provides security, control, belonging, identity, and privacy, among other things. But most of all, it's a place that provides us with centering, a place from which we leave each morning and return to each evening." I'm really looking for someone who can really make my house a home. Someone who I hate to leave every morning and I can't wait to come home to every evening. I'm a man of many talents. I'm a professor of geography, of behavioral science, of gerontology, a professor of nursing, as well as health behavior. So all at the University of Kentucky. Go Wildcats! My research focus involves meaning of place to elders and its relationship to health and well-being, aging and rural environments, especially Appalachia, aging and environment theory, relocation and migration, long-term care, qualitative methodologies, and gerontology education. I may study aging, but I'm really looking for someone who that I can grow old with.
My goodness, I'm nervous that I don't know enough about Graham. I'm like this occupational therapy student. He's this occupational therapy gerontology expert.
Yeah, in 01 and 02, he was the president of Sigma Phi Omega, which was the honor society for gerontology.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not worried. He seems like a really nice and down-to-earth guy. I don't think he would not get along with anyone, so I don't think that I can worry about.
I don't know. I think that I'm gonna probably need to read up on some articles or something because I'm just really nervous we're not gonna have enough to talk about on our dates. And what if there's this awkward silence? What am I gonna say?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. You should do some research.
All right.
So, what did you find out about Graham through your research?
Well, actually, I was so inspired by some of the articles that I found. I read this article and I skipped my entire lunch because I was just so astonished by some of the things I was reading about him. Throughout this one, he displays how a primary goal of life is discovered by meaning. He talks so much about how meaning is displayed in everyone's life, and he uses these 4 different domains.
Mm-hmm.
Which are so inspirational.
Yeah, so you being an OT student, do any of the articles speak to you, or do you can you apply them to your life and your studies right now?
Yeah, through this one, he gives such inspirational examples that it just makes me feel like someday we could have this perfect life together. He gives this example of a little boy just basking in the sun, and it's just how in this moment he's just a simple being, and how he's just sitting there, and for a moment in his life he's thinking about, yeah, this is my life, and this is what I'm doing, this is who I am, this is my being. But not all the time do we just simply go around being yeah, this is who I am, this is my being. You're so engulfed in what you're doing day to day, during our day-to-day lives, that we just don't really think about that.
I mean, it's just so encouraging that a man like him is still out there who just wants to simply be with another person for the rest of his life.
I know. I just feel I'm so happy that I read into this article because I got so inspired by some of the things I read. He he uses these 4 different domains, like love. He talks about love throughout this article. Like what kind of guy talks about that in like a
Scientific
public
place.
Yeah. He talks about love and working and how your being is just made up of all these different things. How your life is going to become this perfect thing someday.
Right.
Oh my gosh, this last date means so much.
I know. I wonder what it'll be.
I know. There's a lot on the line. I don't know.
I know. I don't know. I don't know if I have that good of a chance. We'll see.
Oh, this must be the date card.
Who's it for?
Oh my gosh.
It's for me.
Oh gosh,
What?
you're so lucky.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel there are songs to be sung, bells to be rung, and a wonderful spring to be sprung.
Oh, what do you think it's gonna be? I don't even know.
Yeah, what does that mean? Like,
I don't know. That's
God,
so
you're gonna get to go
open-ended.
somewhere perfect.
I can't wait.
I'm just really glad I get to know you on a more personal level. This one-on-one date is something that I've been really looking forward to.
Yeah, thank you so much for choosing me. I know you have 3 options, but that's great. So I've noticed that, you've had a lot of education, done a lot of research. Have you done anything to share all that knowledge with anyone?
Yeah, actually, Nancy Schoenberg and I co-authored a book together called Qualitative Gerontology, A Contemporary Perspective. And through qualitative research, Nancy and I have found that aging is a rich process, and I really believe that in this book we emphasize contemporary trends in qualitative gerontology. This is a new perspective that is really going to change the way that people begin to understand the process of aging and how this will allow the older population to continue to participate in society. I think this because the research done has shown a trend leaning more towards ritual qualifications and qualitative studies, whereas researchers used to have a much more existential view.
Oh, that's great. I really feel like that'll contribute to the occupational science field and, progress towards more of a better aging population. I actually happened to come across your book, A Long-Term Care for the Rural Elderly. I saw you had an excerpt, just one chapter in there about care administered in nursing homes. And I feel like that's a very common theme of what you just talked about too. Is that something you like to focus on, or?
Yeah, I really do like to focus on that, and I think that my work through the physical context of the geriatric population is really going to change the way that we view that.
That's awesome.
Very cool. I actually also have authored this new book. It hasn't come out yet, I'm still working on it, but it's Environmental Gerontology, Making Meaningful Places. And in there I discuss that the environments in which people live their later lives have a really strong impact on their identity and opportunities for nourishing social interactions.
Wow, very cool.
Well, enough about me. Let's talk about you as I take you back to
Sounds
the rest of the house.
I really can't wait for the next date card. Who do you think's gonna get it? It's down to you and I.
Special delivery.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh my God.
Who's it for? Ellie. If I woke up to you every morning, I wouldn't even need a cup of coffee. See you tonight.
Oh my
Grant.
God. Oh my God.
So Ellie, how have you been?
I've been good. How are you, Graham?
I'm doing really well. I've been really looking forward to us getting some time together.
Yes, me too. It's been kind of stressful lately now that it's down to the last 2. It's just a lot of pressure, but I'm really excited for this date. I've been waiting desperately to get to spend some time with you. Yeah, I've actually done a little bit of research on you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I found this article. It's called Place in Occupational Science, a Life Course Perspective on the Role of Environmental Context. And I noticed that you mention, pretty much the whole article is around, meaning and how we become who we are. And you go into, the 4 overlapping domains throughout the lifespan. I was, very interested in those.
Oh, yes. The 4 domains really do overlap. throughout the entire lifespan. Throughout our lives, we're trying to find this balance with our being between interpersonal relationships and loving relationships, and how they eventually can become our lifelong relationships.
Yeah, that one was so touching. It really touched my heart. Along with that, I noticed there were like 3 other domains, and one was like how we are who we are, our being, and then how we work to become this being. And the fourth one, sorry, not the third one. The fourth one was talking about how we can choose to become who we are and how we choose to be this person. And I thought that they like really do make up who we are and give meaning to life. I was able to get some background as I started reading, like more towards the end of your article, and I thought it was really like helpful for me just to like get to know you better and get some background information during your case study of this in this article, and it talks about like how earlier in life it was kind of harder for you to have this complete balance of these 4 domains, but now that like later in life, now that you've accomplished lots of goals and you've spent a lot of time doing your like most meaningful occupations, you say that it's like a lot easier to have this balance between these domains.
Oh, definitely. I have a lot of different occupations, so I love to garden, I like to spend time reading, working, and I've also been planning to do these for the rest of my life. So I have my entire house set up so that I can continue to grow old and grow frail, and I won't have to give up any of these occupations that mean so much to me. So I've taken all my memories and brought them to this new house, made sure that the lighting's perfect so that I'm never going to run into issues with that.
Oh, wonderful. I know, I saw in your article there's a picture of this beautiful waterfall.
Oh,
That's got to be great. And I just think that someday maybe it'd be possible to be there with you. I just really am confident that we can make things work.
Oh, definitely. And tell me more about yourself.
Well, I'm from a small town. I moved around a little bit as a kid, and I enjoy doing the same things you do. I really love to read. I love to spend time gardening outside, and I just love being outdoors and having this place called like home. I really want to feel that I am at home, and I don't want to go to a nursing home. I've wanted to stay in my house as I grow old, and I feel like with you we can just have that perfect relationship.
Oh, definitely. I can see that in our future.
You make me feel so young. You make me feel so spring has sprung. And every time I see you grin, I'm such a happy individual. The moment that you speak,